Shamps and giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective.
Back from the break. I mean, we're not getting very far. It's like we barely start talking and time's up.
No.
We're going for the full hour. Natural's just saying, you know, we're going the full whack now. We've got the hour. Gatch is guilty. Martin Luther King Day, Keith.
Yeah, well, apparently, the rumour has it that good old, I know the listeners and maybe some of the members like this gentleman who was just put in post-Trump. Yeah, he's looking to, yes, when they have it every year in America for the past umpteen years, him being voted in, he believes that there's time for change. Things needs to change.
What is it? Go on. Tell me the change so we can move on.
Yeah, so I am not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but he's definitely looking to move it, change it, don't have it.
So the thing is, out with Martin Luther King Day and in with Trump's birthday. Yeah, sorry, Miss Leisha. Miss Leisha, what are you telling us? Your hand is up.
Yeah, that Trump administration, they have been doing everything they can to remove anything relating to Black history. They've been doing it since they've moved into office. And I always say to people, you know, what he's doing at the moment, like, it can be replicated here. And some things, you know, they can sneak it without us even knowing what's going on. So, yeah, it's really his policy.
So what it is, he's not removing the day. I think it's on BBC News, actually. They do try to let us know what's going on. But US National Park Service removes free entry on Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth. And the idea is that they're going to have it as the move is part of President Donald Trump's modernization of the Park Service. And then he wants to put an order that it now is on his birthday. But you know, you can't pay that man too much mind until he's gone. You know, it's what you call I think that there's studies on people that disrupt the current state of things. And that's what they call disruptors. Like Elon Musk what's the other guy? All of these people, they're disruptors. They just come along to disrupt the status quo. Alicia, your hand back up, type of things?
Yeah, but these things, and they show people, the next leaders, that actually, yep, it can be done. Because people do not question. People are not going to go out there and start picketing and striking and doing what they used to do back in the days. They just lay down and take it. A bit like these policies that our government have been laying down recently. Everybody's just so concerned about their gas and electricity bill. And if they're going to have enough money for Christmas to feed their kids and things like that, and travel and all that, and accommodation. You know, so, you know, this is almost like a test as to what it is going to happen later on.
Yeah.
Probably next five years. When we're 30. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that's going on in America, so the Republicans and the Democrats, right? The Republicans get in, they take away all the things the Democrats done. Democrats get in, they take away all the things that the Republicans, and it's just a back and forth. So really, America is just in a state of confusion. So that's that one crossed off. And then what about this one? Trump threatens Nigeria. Who heard about that? Trump threatens Nigeria.
Yeah, how to wind people up, Mr. Trump. Yeah, he's throwing his his toys out the pram when it comes to that. Because he doesn't like to be wronged in any way, or he'll find a way of turning things against. But as you know, Nigeria don't care. They just crack on.
Yeah. The thing about it, it was a very weird thing. The system has his hand up coming to things.
What this is all about is it's about some ethnic cleansing between Christians and non-Christians. Now, I might have it wrong. I think is it Bookham, Farrakhan, or whatever the hell they're called. It's one of the terrorism groups. They have been killing and kidnapping Christians. And Donald Trump has tried to say it's the Nigerian government's fault for not protecting the Christians. So he wants to send his people in to protect the Christians. And Nigeria said, no, that can't work. You can't come into our country. You have to respect our sovereignty. So that's where the war talk now started to come from. And that's the basis of it, because a lot of Christians are being killed.
So he wants to invade Nigeria.
Yep.
I mean, as you know, Russia said that America wants to police the world, so to speak. You know, Trump warns military action on Nigeria over Christian killings. But truth be told, does Trump really care about the Christian killings? Or is there more behind it. Nigeria does have
Yeah,
oil.
he wants that oil.
100 billion barrels of oil.
Yeah, he just wants the oil.
Just like Venezuela, 300 billion barrels of oil they have under their ocean. Yeah, they literally said. Yeah, I watched a story about it today. Literally said Venezuela is sitting
on a ocean. Yep.
on a sea of oil.
Yeah, the largest reserves apparently on the largest.
100% agreed. 100%. And don't. If we just take a little look back in history, have we not noticed that America seems to invade everywhere they have oil?
Try to.
With the biggest one being Iraq.
Mhm.
Yeah, which the name of it was Operation Iraqi Liberation. What's the acronym of? OIL. Operation Iraqi Liberation. Oil.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Donald Rumsfeld, he's dead now, by the way. And these people would soon die. Trump, him soon dead. At least
The Simpsons have said it.
Oh, they said that as well. Good Lord, they say everything. And you know what? Simpsons seem to know something because it's proven, even in regards elections, they've said things long in advance and somehow it comes to happen. Lisha, we got a lot to go through. We've got to keep it moving.
Yeah, I was going to say that the group, Book of Harlem, I can't remember their called. They've been kidnapping young girls and women for years. Nobody's saying anything about it. And now what Trump wants to use is bring up going there because of religion. It's interesting. Religion is bringing them in there. But when little girls and women are being taken away and raped, etc., and kidnapped, he has no comment about it. Doesn't really care. It's the oil. He wants
the oil. Yeah, just craziness. But people can see him coming. That's the thing. People, they see him coming a lot far ahead of the news you're hearing on TV. You go into this whole YouTube and whatnot, they're already talking about. People already set the narrative in place. By the time the TV's spoken about it, it's already all out. The TV, they're behind the curve right now. The system is part of things. Your hand went up again.
Yeah, I'm having a discussion inside the discussion, and this kidnapping of women, do you know it was shown in Black Panther, the Marvel movie Black Panther?
Sorry?
This kidnapping of women or young women, it's even been highlighted in one of the Marvel movies indirectly. There's a scene where the Black Panther has to rescue them, yeah? And it's a terrorist group who's got a truck full of women, but it's gone.
Why are they kidnapping the young girls? It's the young girls because they're going to schools and whatnot, isn't it?
Yeah, because, well, number one, you've got people trafficking.
It's a sadistic
modern-day slaves.
And then you follow the trail because there's money involved.
Of course, there's always money involved.
We're yet to talk about Puff Daddy, but there's a trail that leads to people like billionaires who are funding these initiatives. So, you know, we can see it coming. Speaking of children, the young girl in Jamaica, this was a sad story. This is the only site I can get. It's on Reddit. It's on The Guardian picked up this story. But oh, look, there it is. You can't go on the Guardian website. They want you to sign up and give your life, your arm, your limb, your toenail, and all the rest of it. So, but here, the little girl has been left for destitute in Jamaica. Not so much so by Hurricane Melissa. Let's understand the language here. But because the UK would not grant a visa for her to be able to come to the UK where her parents are. This is very, 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 very sad. She's got a home with a Jamaican grandma after her Jamaican mum left her and moved to the UK to be with the girl's British father. So sometimes we all know it because my mum did it. Some of you lot probably did it. The parents would leave children in the Caribbean, come over to this country to set up home and then send for the children. And it seems like something like that occurred here. But the problem was that the hurricane set in, isn't it? And I think the grandmother's home was destroyed, and now she's sort of stranded over there. And
we believe that grandma died. That's
died.
That's the part where she's no longer safe. Where the application was made for her to get a visa to come to the United Kingdom, where she'd be in the custody of her mother and father.
Right. And so it could be that the mother might not yet have her British papers for the mother to be sent. And then the question comes to the girl's British father to get someone from there over here. There's a lot of paper and it takes
red tape.
It's just, I feel bad for the little girl because really.
It's disgusting.
Okay, so there's that one. Poor child. Let's hope that there's another family member, but Jamaica's in tatters right now. So it's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a tremendous amount going on. So and also we spoke about the Greg supervisor. He won the discrimination that was contested, which is pretty. And then what about this other one? Oh, we're back on Trump. And then we'll be on Trump. Who can believe it? I don't know if I can find it, but I'd rather just play it, as, it came on TikTok and, it was shocking. I thought it's fake news. I thought it was, do you know what I mean? AI or whatever, but apparently it's true. Let's see if I'll find it here and get some volume and be able to play it. He is definitely a nasty piece of work, is Donald Trump. No, I mean, seriously, you really have to call it what it is.
Off that state for billions of dollars. They contribute nothing. And we don't want them in our country. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to help. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's at a tipping point. We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Yeah, I can't play much more. He's talking about Somalians. He had all of that to say about Somalians. Their country stinks. I don't want them in the country. We can't keep taking garbage into it. I mean, this guy is seriously a piece of work. Alicia, your hand is up. He's got to be condemned for rhetoric such as that. Seriously, the guy is definitely a piece of work. He's in for it, of course. If anyone's garbage, we know it's him, to be fair. Type the things. Alicia, your hand is up first, and then whoever's talking, the system is next. Alicia, go on, type the thing.
It is a piece of work. Now, what's happened in the community, whereby they've been setting up charities claiming that they are feeding children, hundreds of thousands of children, and it's coming from the government's pocket, the people's pockets, and the money nobody's saying anything about it. Nobody.
Say that again, they're doing what?
Well, they've been committing fraud.
Well, everybody commits fraud.
No. Joseph, don't understand. They've been committing fraud. So these individuals, they came over as refugees. This is the problem with America, yeah? America's built up of racism, yeah? And it's a very racist race. It's all about race in America and money. Yeah. One moment, you've got people who came over to USA as refugees. Well, they're committing fraud in that they're saying that they're doing one thing. They set up charities, and there's no business, and there's no charity. They're not giving any charity. They're setting up these charitable organizations and saying we are doing this for the community. But the money that the government are giving them and the benefits they're giving them, it's going into their pockets. It's not helping anybody. So it's fraudulent.
Yes, hold on. Let's be clear enough.
Saying that is what is being reported about the Somali community. Now, I'm not saying that what he's saying is right, but this is why he said, this is why they've been spotlighted. I mean, even the politicians who was a Somalian woman, she came over on the pretense that the man that she was married to was her husband. No, it was her brother. She came over pretending that her brother was her husband. Yeah. So there's a lot of fraud. From what they've been reporting, that there's been a lot of fraud in that community of people. What he's saying isn't right. I'm not saying that what he's saying is right. They're talking about it now because of the fraud within the community in that state.
Okay. So they found a lot of fraud. Fair enough. Got it. The system is, your hand is up.
We need to recognize that the biggest fraudsters are governments and government operatives. Yeah. I've been doing a little bit of research, and in essence, what it says is that the world governments, what's the word I want to use? Loses, for want of another word, billions, if not trillions every year that goes unaccounted for, that somehow evaporates from the system. Yeah. All the fraudsters in the world can't beat the governments of the world. Because, a government built a housing estate. Now, if me or you built it, that housing estate would cost 100 million. But because the government are building it, it now costs 500 million. Like HS2. It was supposed to cost 1 billion, and all of a sudden it's gone up to 18 billion. Hamman 2 now costs 300. So, as I've always said, the biggest gangsters on the planet are governments. Yeah. So when you want to talk about fraud, yeah, yes, there are groups of people, yeah, and it's demographically relatable to specific groups of people in specific countries, yeah. but it's something that's done all over the world by every walk, every race, every creed, every religion, but mostly by governments. And that's me. That's my 10 cents on that one.
It's an interesting conversation to be had, right? The Somalians are committing fraud. Smiley, what do you have to say about this, by the way, before I...
Well, yeah, I didn't know about the Somalians committing fraud, but I just think that Donald Trump, his sentiments and being so vocal on his social media platform, and for everyone around the world to hear what he had to say about Somalia, is not on, and it's degrading and it's upsetting for the Somalians wherever they are, in whichever country, let alone in America. So with him saying that, and he's quite audible in saying, we do not want them in our country. And that goes for the citizens that have lived there for many years and contributed for many years. Innocent, hard, dedicated workers. Their children are doing good at schools and at jobs and work-wise and paying into the system. So for him to say we don't want none of them and their country stinks, that in itself is another bloody derogatory and rude thing to say, and irresponsible thing to say as a United States president. I don't think any president that I've been alive and known of and heard of speak has said that against any other country, let alone the citizens of their own country that's lived there. Some Somalians are born there.
Yeah.
So,
Coming from the president, automatically it puts a narrative out there. So what do you think happens to genuine, not the ones that are committing fraud, genuine Somalis who are, as you said, citizens? They came there in the right way, through the right channels, so on and so forth. What now happens to them? It's like back in there when they would say things like black people, right? Always got a chip on your shoulder. I don't want to go into the road. But what happens to all of us now? Because we're not all criminals and drug lords and da-da-da-da. You're living a decent life with your family. Oh, look, Spice, your hand is up. Go on.
Well, I heard on the news, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, that in the next 60 days, in order to enter America, you have to provide your social media handle.
That's a whole nother thing, yeah. So if you're Somalian trying to get in, come on now. Lisha, your hand is up. Sorry, I see your hand. Lisha?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier on and pointing out why I mentioned the fraud happening.
Because it's a fact. They're committing fraud. It's a fact. You don't have to explain it. It's a fact. They're committing.
This is the thing. Now, the thing is this, is that most of those Somalians came over as refugees. They came over refugees. So the government took them in as refugees. And the interesting thing about the Somalians in America is that, and from what I've been looking at on loads, social media is interesting because sometimes what happens in social media is that people talk openly about what people are talking about behind closed doors, if that makes sense.
But we're talking about the comments of an American president.
That what you've got to understand is that Trump he's normalized his rhetoric of just being very outspoken. Their belief is free speech. It's only free speech when they want to speak the way they want to speak. Anybody else speaks the way they want to speak, he doesn't like it. It's not free speech. You are an idiot. You are causing a problem. Yeah. But, with Trump doing what he's going to do, he wants to get rid of people who are non-white from
he's racist. We know he's racist. He's very clear racist.
He cannot get rid of that are non-white are Black Americans. Everybody else he can kick out. Everybody else.
No, he can't.
He's telling people he is getting ice on a lot of people.
He's making people feel unwelcome. Even legitimate Somalians are being attacked. We have to call it attack by ICE. Yeah. They're now having to walk with their passports and documentation to show that I am legitimate. He can't, if you're legitimately a citizen, he cannot just put you out. If you're here illegal,
he's revoking visas. He
has removed people who are legitimately American citizens.
Yeah, and then there's a lawsuit. People are filing lawsuit. You go through the procedure. That's a lawsuit.
I'm saying that he's doing whatever he wants to do at the moment.
Yeah,
and now the Somalians are now getting it from him. It will die down, and this is only, remember, Trump at the moment, he's running in fear because of the Epstein files. All he's doing is blowing smoke in different directions.
That's all he's doing, yeah, of course. And he's biding time, but he's only a year, not even 2 years into his presidency. So he's got a way to go, and he's going to be fished out. He's already collapsing around him. So he's battling for survival. But by attacking those that are legitimate, their lives are now at risk. When you're being targeted by the president of the United States, it's not a good feeling at all. I mean, some of them, they didn't just come. They've been there for years. I mean, built families, generations. They didn't just come. Now they are under threat because of his comments. It's just, as a president, these are not words. He creates a race war, and he has done, in fact. He's created a race war by his rhetoric. And fraud is everybody does fraud. I'm sorry, but everybody does fraud. He was caught live on TV, him doing fraud. And the SEC he's a fraudster. Known fact. You know what I mean? So calling fraud on someone else, come on. Just like he's calling Venezuela, oh, we're targeting them because of the drug lords and all the rest of it. Meanwhile, he goes and frees a drug lord from prison. Okay? Well, we can't do anything by anything, whatever he says. The system is, your hand is up. I feel bad for the Somalians. I have to feel bad for them. They're the same skin color.
You just got to look at the numbers, because the numbers does not lie. Somalia is a nation which has got 20 million people in, roughly. Yeah. Now, all 20 million of them,
a little bit of breaking up.
300 plus. Yeah.
Can't all
tiny part of the percentage of the population.
I'm trying. She drives 3 hours to confront a man who posted racist comments. I can't find the link. Anyway, to have the conversation about P. Diddy, I don't know how much time. We only got limited time left. But we'll if someone could send me the link of the woman who drove 3 hours to confront a man that posted racist comments, I'll show that when you look, because I can't find it. There's so much going on. P. Diddy, The Reckoning, put out there by Curtis Jackson. Hold on. How many people saw it? It's now on Netflix. What a horror show. Now, I mean, let's just be honest. That really, really is a horror show. You know, Keith, I know you've watched. I don't know if you got to the end of it.
Yeah, I've completed it now.
Oh, you have completed it?
Yeah, I've completed it now. Yep, completed it. I've sat and watched the whole lot. It's an eye-opener. I'm not sure if you finished saying what you had to say.
It's a horror show. It's a horror show. It's an absolute horror show. I just asked you. I don't know if anyone else in the group here has seen it. I know Spice would have seen it. You know, I think Jemmy and Dee seen it. Leisha, you've seen it. Leisha, what are you saying?
Yeah, we were speaking about earlier on, actually, Joseph. Yep, I've seen it. I saw all the episodes, and I was mentioning to the guys who were on the platform before that, you know, a lot of them, a content creator on YouTube. Her name is Lovely T.I. LOVELYTI, who did a deep dive several years ago about P. Diddy. And this documentary that Curtis did, 50 Cent did, was very similar. Also, quite interesting if you've watched all the series. It's interesting that he did not include his child's mother, who was not really dating, but she was almost like P. Diddy's sex thing for however long, but you never mentioned her. So Curtis, 50 Cent is doing this for money. We're aware of what P. Diddy's like. We've seen it as we've all grown up with listening to his music and seeing him in the spotlight.
Actually, no, I wasn't aware of what he was like. I wasn't interested.
You didn't listen to or follow a lot of his bands and his music groups that he managed. If you'd see it. Yeah.
I was just not interested. Just no. CC is. Can I see? There's a couple of hands up. CC, Cassandra.
Hi. Just a comment. First of all, I never, even though I grew up listening to artists that he managed, produced, whatever, I never knew a lot of this stuff until I started watching the trial and what was going on.
Oh, right. There you are, the trial.
And yeah, because I followed the trial. So a lot of what came out in the documentary was being covered in the trial. So some of it I already knew from the documentary. But what I would say is, just to go back to your point, Miss Leisha, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I might have missed something. But because you were saying, right, no, he didn't include the mother of his child. But I don't think he included anybody that wasn't willing to speak for themselves. I think everything that he covered, people were speaking out for themselves. It wasn't sort of just talking about the person. they were actually being interviewed. So I think that could be the reason, because there were a lot more people involved in this thing. Just the mother of his child. There were a lot more people involved.
Well, she died.
Yeah.
Poisoning, I think.
That weren't in the documentary. So
Yeah.
it wasn't just the mother of his child. There were more women. There were his staff that weren't in the documentary, but they were in the trial. So I think unless people were willing to talk to him, I don't think, and remember, it's not just 50 that was the producer as well. I don't think from a legal perspective as well that he would have had them in the documentary if they weren't willing to actually be on camera and speak about their experience. So that's possibly the reason, because there were enough people involved in this thing. He's terrorized a bag of people. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Whole heap of people. And again, although I grew up with this music, I've never taken that much interest in celebrities and what they're doing behind closed doors. And it just, if something comes out and it's, real public knowledge, then I might have heard about it. But other than that, I don't follow celebrities like that. So I never knew the majority of this stuff was going on.
There you go. D-Naturals, your hands up.
Yeah, for me, like Sandra said, they didn't even mention like Jay-Z. There's so much people who really close with that they didn't mention. For me, it was like confirmation in regards to Tupac. He went for and he got.
Yeah, I can do anything. Yeah.
And I just think it was just only a matter of time before all of this is come out. And I was having a conversation with her yesterday about Cassie, and she said that she doesn't see Cassie as a victim because Cassie, took the money, been in it for 10. But I said it's much more complicated than that. It's not easy to get out of something like that. She wanted more money, and then the money stopped coming. That's when she started to complain about it because she was in it for 10 years. But a lot of people have different perspectives on what happened in Cassie and Puffy relationship. And that Cassie would just wanting more money from him. So to speak to something that had different perspective, because I do feel that, there was a wife syndrome stuff going on. She wanted to leave, but she couldn't. And then he said, I love you, you can't leave, and all that kind of emotional blackmail stuff that was going on, which normally make women like that in a situation stay. And I think that was going on for a very long time because she was only 19 when she met. I do think he manipulated her and kind of molded her into what he wanted to mold her into because of, into sex, selling sex and all of that beforehand. But
she was his sex slave.
Well, definitely, if you grew up in that era, I recommend people to definitely watch it.
Yeah, Cassie was his sex slave. And he was always promising, dangling on the carrot in front of her, you'll get an album, because I think she wanted to sing or whatnot. Cassandra, your hand is up.
Yeah, I also wanted to add, yes, 50 is probably doing this because he wants to make money, but do you know what? You know how much people money, Diddy teeth, yeah? You know what I mean? Thousands and thousands of pounds he owes people. I mean, I'm not a massive 50 fan. I'm not really a 50 fan, to be honest with you. But you know what? He wants to make money. Let him make the money because that man is disgusting. What he has done to people is horrend. Yeah? So you know what? Whatever he gets, make him get it.
Mind you, you're saying that 50 Cent wants to make money. He put a lot of money out because he paid for the legal fees of many of those survivors, shall we call them.
Right.
So he's put money out into getting this story out there on a much wider scale.
What's 25 million to a billionaire?
Yeah, the money, the story's already been out there, like you're saying, Leisha. Yes, it has. It's already been out. But now it's gone next level whereby many people head in the sand just wasn't interested. But it's like the Tinder swindler. That guy was getting away with bloody murder, really. But and Tim, what's his name? Sean Diddy. He literally was getting away with murder. But somebody has to bring it to light on such a scale that it takes and gets that level of interest behind it. And that's why Diddy's locked up. Because otherwise, he did get away with murder. Multiple people dead. Even his mentor who brought him into the music industry was going to write a tell-all book. Dead. It was just so much was happening. Many people scared, might wanted to speak out about it because they might die. Smiley, your hand is up.
Yeah, totally agree with what most people or everybody have said, and including you just now. But my take on the program, I thought it was very informative. Yep, 50 Cent. I'm not sure if he got all the people to talk to him personally or not, but nevertheless, they all came to say similar and same facts that Sean Diddy Coombs is an absolute con man and a disgusting parasite. The things that he got away with degrading the girls and the people and the women, especially women and also men. We have to get that in there because it's all focusing on the women's side. But he also degraded sexually, morally, and mentally the men as well in his so-called team. He had no morals, what he was doing to another team member. And the other thing I want to say is that he confused the younger artists who's coming out with fame and fortune. And my name is, I have the resources, I have the connection, I have the money. So here you go, as you saw in the movie. I'm sure he did. And I don't think any of those are actual lies or made up. 25-page document. You got 12 hours or 14 hours to read it, sign it, and there you go. Lo and behold, the wording at the bottom is saying that you will get the fame, but you're not having the fortune, you know? So you'll get the fame from being with him under his umbrella, his production, his label. However, when it comes to you topping charts and moving up the scale and you looking for your royalties, you are not getting it. Because according to him, my time, my studio, my money, my labeling factory, my this, my car, my bank account, my luxury life, my jewelry, that money is mine. And it just showed he is an absolute disgusting, despicable man and also friend, because he trampled on some close friends of his. He made them bankrupt. And you can see the upset that they had in that documentary, that he's godfather to the child and he's got him in that way destitute, that he hasn't got the money, and up to now he's still waiting for his 25% of the business.
He took it back.
Yeah, he did. He took it. He didn't pay the man the money.
He didn't pay the man. No,
No.
He didn't pay the man. He took that money back. He didn't give anybody any money, and hence why he's the billionaire. He's taken everybody's money. Or Biggie took his money. Usher,
everything.
all those groups underneath him took all their money.
Took all their money. Yep, all the people that singing under him, the DA group, 1DA or something like that, took their money. Yeah. The producer of one of the biggest songs that was produced, he took his money and he wrote the song, and he did the studio work for the song. But Diddy took it. He's still waiting for his money.
Yeah,
you know.
Don't wait. You're not getting.
Don't wait. Yeah. But people are he's still got lawsuits up to now. There's loads of lawsuits that he's got to go. Yeah, there's loads going around.
77.
Crazy. Dion, your hands up. Digs.
No, touched on it in regards to the guy that was the founder of Bad Boys, and he took his 25%. I thought that was really, really sad. Every time he spoke, I felt his pain. And I believed he had evidence and he was telling the truth, especially about Biggie and how he wanted to change up the Biggie contract. And, you know, he refused to do that. And that he was and made Biggie's family pay for the funeral. It was really, really sad that this man just wanted to trample over everybody, and he didn't care by any means necessary. He was going to take everything from everyone just for his own, how can I say?
Personal gain.
Say that again?
Personal gain.
Yeah, his own personal gain, and he didn't care. He was just cold-hearted. He didn't care about anybody.
Yeah, no
he
morals.
Didn't have loyalty to anyone. He just wanted what he wanted, even with the Cribs and the gangsters and stuff. He manipulated everyone to get what he wanted, and he set them all up. He played them like chess to set them up so he can get what he wanted in the end. Do you understand? So he give them what they wanted, what he thought they wanted, and then later on he will kind of wean them in to use them for what he really wanted in the end. You understand what I mean? With women. With him setting up to get.
Did you not hear, as you said, Dion? Did you not hear what you've just said is absolutely correct? With his mum and dad, they were similar. That's how his dad dead. He's a drug lord. So, and he grew up in them circles. So you're absolutely right. You've got no morals.
No, and he didn't respect his mum. He didn't. I mean, when they said that he called his mum a B-word and then slapped her, and do you understand it? He just didn't respect anybody.
funny. I was in shock when he slapped who does that? Called her, yeah, and he slapped her. Who does that? Alicia, your hand is up.
Oh, allegedly, we've been told. Allegedly.
Heard the documentary.
Well,
Alicia.
it has a lot of innuendos. It doesn't tell you it doesn't spill it out to you, but it almost gives you a little, this might be what it is, for example. You know, the thing about Diddy is that the people that he worked with, they all knew what he was about. Now, the guy, his partner at the time, who he took 20% off, okay, who actually was managing the money, managing the books and stuff like that, actually wants us to feel sorry for him because P. Diddy took 20% back.
He took his stocks.
His stock.
25%.
25%. But remember, that guy, what was he doing? He was managing the books. So he knew that P. Diddy was not paying any of the artists. He knew it because he had access to the books. But now, because it was taken from him, he wants now everybody to feel sorry for him. I do not feel sorry for him. He got what was coming. He knew he was dealing with.
But hold on, wait. When you say that, because everyone, you got to protect he knew that he was murdering people as well. So if he was going to fiddle the books, if he walked away, I mean, there's an element of...
This is the problem, you see. This is the thing. Okay, there's fear. I understand that. But the thing about it is that he's saying that he saw all of this happening and he did absolutely nothing. But now he's going, oh, and he took my money and blah, blah, blah.
Hold on, let's think. What could he do?
Well, what could he have done? He could have said, you know what, I'm selling out. I'm going to leave.
Dead.
No.
You've seen people dead. People who are going to tell. I've seen them dead.
No, he could have said, you know what, I'm leaving. He could have bowed out.
Dead.
Joseph, how would you know if you're going to be dead if you decide to leave? There are people who decided not going to work with him no more.
Track record. There's a track record where Diddy has people. But to your point, though, I don't feel sorry for a lot of
it. Happened, and they were they were in it. They were benefiting from.
If you see someone kill someone, which they did, and you do not report it, you are an accomplice to murder.
Allegedly, Joseph. Allegedly.
Well, you know, I'm not in a court trying to prove anything. I'm not.
You can't say saw somebody being killed. Because then, why weren't they taken to court? Why weren't they taken?
Nobody reported it. Nobody was going to stand up as a witness to it. Well, that's why it went nowhere. And if they did, they'll be the next target.
Anyway,
we're still in. I don't feel sorry for none of them in the sense that you look at my man, what's his name, going out with his son. I didn't even realize it was his son. It was mentioned.
Yeah, son is as bad as him. Yeah.
So Diddy's gone to prison or whatever. The son is still there.
Taken over from him. He is. His son is the exact same. You're right.
Right. And still there and going to be the inheritor of Diddy's money, right? So this carries on. And you said, Keith, Diddy learned it from, his dad who died when Diddy was still small when his dad died.
Yeah.
But his mom, the circles in which...
She was a drug lord as well. She was a drug kingpin as well.
Because they never said that she was. They hinted that she may have been, but they never said that in the documentary.
Because she was the focus. But in other documentaries, they have said the mother was not good.
The thing about 50 Cent's documentary, remember there's another woman, another director that I can't remember her name. There was a lot of hinting, but not a lot of factual. So you see what I mean? There was a lot of hinting, but no factual.
Yeah, but and that's what I was saying. You can't expect to know all the in details to satisfy you and me and the whole public, right? You're just not going to know. But you can see the essence of the character of the person to know, yeah, crack, he did it. And that was his lifestyle. And you come near him, if he wants to have you popped off, you're dead, and he's moving on next. Does not care. Even that guy, Keefe, who did the one who killed Biggie, he was laughing, saying how easy it was. The man seriously, just killed a guy that had children, had a family. He just murdered him. And you're watching, saying how easy that was. It was nothing to it. I mean, the nature of these people, yeah. I don't put anything past them. Cassandra, your hand is up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in regards to there not being facts and whatever, I think from a legal perspective, they can't say that these things are facts because there are, one, it hasn't been factually proven in court, and two, there are still civil lawsuits pending. So they couldn't in the documentary actually say, this is facts. They had to put in what is public knowledge,
Right.
even though we might not have known all of it, but what is already out there, yeah, and also, again, what people are saying is their experience from their perspective, right? And I watched, and I think I shared in the WhatsApp group, there was an interview with 50 and the other producer. They were being interviewed about the documentary. And that was one of the things she said. She said, look, we've put the facts together and it's for the public to make up their own minds, basically. But from a legal perspective, you can't be going, well, that's fact, that's fact. As much as we probably know that he had an involvement in regards to Tupac and possibly Biggie, which people have been saying for how many years, but there's still no evidence.
That's the point of the matter is, in a court of law, you can get away with murder.
Exactly.
So the court of law is not justice. It's not. It's what can be proven on the day.
Yeah, because it's not justice that he got off with all of those other charges, the RICO and all the rest of it. That is not justice. I watched that case, and there was a reporter who was allowed in there, I think he was the only reporter who, inner city press, and he was allowed to literally take notes, and he was the only one allowed to do that. And so I would watch and read some of the things that he was tweeting, and then people were covering it on YouTube, and there was a lot of evidence in there. And had I have been a juror, it would have got a jail for a long time.
You know what I mean? I hear the thing to Sandra though, and others. The Diddy, because of his money, he could quality lawyers, and look, when you got quality lawyers, they can make the truth. The sky's no longer blue, you know. That sky can be pink, purple, red, green. The lawyers can turn and twist the thing there in ways you can't even imagine. There, that's what they're paid to do.
He had eight.
Didn't he have 9 lawyers?
8 or 9 top lawyers, top barristers, top of the top, individual, paid individually.
Yeah. So they know he's guilty, but their job, what they're being paid for, is to put
certain aspects, specialists in their field, and each of them were representing him. Each and every one of them.
Wait a minute. What about the team? The bloggers.
Oh, the bloggers he had. Yes. Infiltrating in the crowd and getting all of them hyped and swaying his way.
Yeah. So there's zero justice in all of it. It's just like, you got to look at what is the little bit of fact, and what he got 48 months for, what the time he actually got done for, is minor compared to the things he has done.
Agreed.
Minor,
yeah.
And they came out of court happy that that's all he got, because they know.
I don't know how he got away. Seriously, I don't understand it.
You know, it's just the worst. Listen, catch us on multiple radio stations, Keith.
Yes. We're on multiple radio stations, as we keep saying, and we are on, as we say, we're on a Monday, we're on blackcultureradio.com. On a Tuesday, we're on rhythmconnectionsradio.com. That's between 8 and 10 at night. Then we're on Wednesday, we're on rocksolid.co.uk. Thursday between 6 and 8, blackcultureradio.co.uk and Saturday we're on slamradio.co.uk, and on Saturday evening we're also on Rock Solid FM. Sunday evening we're on Rhythm Connection, and on Sunday also we're back again with Slam Radio.
We tried to get through as much as we possibly could, radio listeners. I mean, I think our time's out. It's probably going to cut off as I'm talking, but we're going to see you guys next time. We'll have more history, news, views, and radio, obviously come from Black perspective, as we try to stay on top of the regular news that just keeps coming like a drum roll, man. It just keeps coming out now. By the way, for those of you that are here, we have more, and it's quite